This is Paul Newman, and if you are seeing this screen, I am hoping to assure you here that the live stream. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. Thank you very much for taking the time to join me today, as always, on this Tuesday morning in the middle of February 2026. It's always an absolute pleasure to have you. What we've got coming up for you today is we've got a Classic Watch 26 Possible that is based and is currently running in Australia, I think. But before we start on, where can people find these horses on Classic Watch 26? Well, the website classicwatch26.great/site.net is where people will be able to find all the horses. You'll see they've got 3 arenas on there already. Australia, New Zealand and South Africa are already on the website, together with the roll of honour of the races that the horses that were put on the site had won before they were identified. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to put the 2 classics on there yet that the horses have won. Observer and Ole Dancer have already taken out classics in Australia for the site up to this date. So very interesting so far the season. classicwatch26.great/site.net is where people should hopefully be able to watch the horses throughout the year. I'll remind you at this point also of my Patreon, Newman Racing, the Patreon is called. It's a mixture of flat and national hunt content, really. Some paid, some subscribed. Some people call it just a mishmash, really, which I think it's a fair assessment, really. It gives you people also the opportunity to support me if they do wish to, and it's entirely up to you. So the option is there. Newman Racing on Patreon is where you will be able to do that. But for now, I think it's time we might as well start to take a look at a horse. And the horse in question is this horse here, Attica. Very good horse. Attica, trained by Joseph Pride from his home track of Warwick Farm. A 3-year-old colt who's currently won 1,389,200 Australian dollars to his name so far. The horse sired by Lonhro out of a dam called Savatiano, who herself was sired by Street Cry. Very good horse. You'll see what we like about this one. He's entered up nicely. Look, Hobartville Stakes is a race we've had won by classic runners before. Broadsiding, I think, took that race out last season, so it's coming down to push and shove. And then look at these entries that the horse has got coming up. 2 guineas and a derby. Ranwick Guineas on the 7th of March. The 26th of March is the Rosehill Guineas. And then the Australian Derby on the 4th of April. In between races against his elder horses, the Doncaster Mile and the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. So this horse, I do think, I've been waiting to get this horse on side, but he hasn't ran in a classic so far this season, or else he would have been well and truly on side. The horse, you'll see for his form there, has won 3 out of 4 starts and finished second in the other start. Return of investment so far on this horse of 215%. I do wish other sites in the world would list that so easily. Very profitable horse to follow so far. People have already doubled their money on the horse in 4 starts. It's a good horse, I do think. You'll see if people look at the horse, I know they do like to. On the Racing Post, you'll see that the Racing Post rating of the horse so far is 114, which he gained when winning a Group 1 on only his 4th start. Yeah, this horse has managed to win the Moet Chandon Spring Champion Stakes, a Group 1 race at Ranwick over 10 furlongs. Horse has always also won a listed race over a mile. Horse won the listed Dulcify Stakes at Ranwick. So this horse is a Group 1 and a listed winner. 112 and 114 on his 3rd and 4th starts, according to the Racing Post. And you'll see that everything is up to date on the Racing Post as well, which is good to see at this stage. Very interesting horse, it's fair to say this. Group 1 winner already, and hopefully, I'm going to say there's plenty more to come, hopefully. I'll be so happy to see this horse do well. Attica You'll see there, if people look at the horse on the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database, they will see that everything is up to date nicely on here as well. 4 starts, 3 wins and a place. And they will also see, more importantly for us, that the dam line of the horse Attica is 2H. You see, they don't give you everything. They don't give you the dam line on either of these sites, and they'll give you the ROI on this one. You know, it really is. People really do have to go on an odyssey every time they want to get a full picture of a horse, it's fair to say. So what we're going to do with this horse, we're going to take a look back to the 5th dam, horse foaled in 1982. We're going to take a look at the first 5 dams of the horse, and then we're going to find any horses that I could find in between those that are worthy of note. We'll then take a look at the horse on the historical pedigree site that I like to use, bloodlines.net, see where we are on that. And then we'll watch Attica win all 3 of his races, because the horse did manage to win on the first start of his career. So he's 3 out of 4 and a first time out winner. You know, all things pointing definitely in the right direction for Attica, it's fair to say. Let's get cracking, shall we? We'll take a look at the mare first. I just missed this one going round. I didn't watch her going round. Savatiano, a mare born in 2014, sired by Street Cry, out of a dam called Retsina. Savatiano, born in 2014, like I said, raced 39 times in her racing career, 13 wins, 10 seconds and 3/3, for total prize money of 2,385,530 Australian dollars. 26 out of 39 starts. This mare was in the first 3. How she didn't win a Group 1, I'll never know. She was actually disqualified when she won the Tristark Stakes. Oh, she is a Group 1 winner, sorry. She managed to win the Group 1 at Canterbury Stakes of 2021. So maybe I did catch her at the end. She certainly wasn't one of mine at the end. 2021, that had probably been, possibly might have done that season. Group 1 winner. She also won the JJ Liston Stakes, the Hot Danish Stakes, 2 Group 2 races, as well as the Group 2 Millie Fox Stakes. She also won 2 Group 3 races, the Glen Logan Park Stakes and the Expressway Stakes, as well as the listed Mona Lisa Stakes as well. Second there you see another 2 Group 1 races, the Canterbury, which she later won, and the All Age Stakes. And she was also 3rd in the Tats Tiara as well, another Group 1 race as well, has been placed multiple times at Group 2 and Group 3 level throughout her career. This horse was very solid horse, and she danced many a dance for Godolphin. Typical, really, resolute Godolphin Australian horse, it's fair to say. Retsina did well. Retsina bred quite a few black type horses. You know, we're going to take a look at all of them now. Villana is another one. I did remember, watch this one going around. How this horse never won a Group 1, I'll never know. Villano, horse born in 2018, sired by Hallowed Crown, out of Retsina. Villano raced 24 times in his career, 8 wins, 2 seconds and 2/3, 12 out of 24 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 2,375,300 Australian dollars in his career. You see, Villana actually did win a Group 2 race, won the Group 2 Morton Cup, and he also won 2 Group 3 races, the Fred Best Classic and the Hallmark Stakes, as well as winning the listed South Pacific Stakes. Horse was placed 3rd in the Group 1 Stradbroke Handicap of 2024. There's other times where he's flown home in races and finished 4th and 5th as well. It's quite, quite a fast finishing horse and variance horse, you would have to say. High variance horse. But when it dropped right for him, he was very quick. And it was always a pleasure to watch him go round towards the end of his career, really. And I didn't really follow him much at the start of his career. But yeah, good horse he was, Villana. Very good horse. A Theory, a filly born in 2016, sired by Lonhro, out of Retsina. So this one, you'd have to say, is very closely related to our horse, because Lonhro is the sire of our horse. A Theory raced 18 times in her career, 5 wins, a second and 5/3, 11 out of 18 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of 484,800 Australian dollars. I remember this one going round. I was surprised it had won as little as it had. The horse had only won 2 listed races. The horse won the listed Razor Sharp Stakes of 2020 and the listed Nudgy Stakes of 2021. Horse was placed in 3 Group 3 races, the Magic Night Stakes, the Kindergarten Stakes and the Nivison Stakes, and also placed in the Group 2, a Blue Diamond Prelude, right at the start of her career in 2019. Yeah, it's weird how the mind plays tricks on you. I thought this horse had won a lot more than what it had. Dual listed winner. The theory? Good horse in her own right, it's fair to say. Hasn't bred a lot though at this stage. Aleppo Pine is from the same generation as Attica. You'll see Attica's born in 2022 out of Saviano. The Retsina filly, even though I knew the pedigree of it, I wasn't really with it. It never really impressed me much, really, in the start of its career. 2022, the horse has now been gelded, according to the Racing Post. Aleppo Pine, sired by Blue Point out of Retsina. You see the horse has won twice out of 8 starts and finished second on another occasion. Best Racing Post rating of 107. You see the horse was second in the listed Canterbury Stakes. Was that? Yeah. No, the listed Reduced Choice Stakes of 2025. But it was well beat in other what I would consider stronger trials than that. It was well beaten in the Blue Diamond Prelude. It was well beaten by Tentyrus in the Todman. You know, the horse to me just never really looked competitive. This year again, look, it's been well beaten a few times, and it did win a handicap, a £41,000 handicap at Sandown in Australia. But yeah, I've never really been with the horse. Horse is currently, if people look, has won 113,895 English pounds, but it's only a listed placed animal. You know, this is all out of date because the horse was gelded, according to these, just recently on the 10th of November. Raccamello, remember this one going round, Colt, born in 2019, sired by Lonro again, out of a Retsina. Ignore that, the horse was actually raced 20 odd times. Godolphin got rid of this one quite early. It fell well short, but at its time, this one was placed second in the Group 3 Canterbury Stakes at its best. A long way back though, his horse has raced around 24 times since then and won twice, and not for Godolphin. But at its best as a youngster, it was Group 3 placed, Raccamello. We're up now to the second dam of our horse, I think. Attica, yeah, Retsina. Retsina, a mare born in 2008, sired by Reduced Choice out of Star Shiraz. Retsina raced 9 times in her career, 1 win, 1 second and 1 third for only 22,330 Australian dollars. 3 out of 9 in the first 3. Safe to say she was a lot better in the shed than she was on the track. Retsina, no black type form as expected for such a low prize money, but she was a Dali bred Sheikh Mohammed owned filly. The second dam of our horse. I could only find really one horse between the second dam and the third dam on the Star Shiraz section. Dragon Rouge, a filly born in 2022, sired by Dracaris out of Mondurs. People will see that Star Shiraz is the second dam of this horse. At this stage, the horse won its first 3 starts of its career and won 234,100 Australian dollars. The horse is a listed winner, won the Callaway Gal Stakes, a listed race, in 2025. But unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot else. The horse has finished no better than 5th in its last 3 starts. So I don't really like to really say that there's a lot left. The horse is now up to 288,000 Australian dollars, trained by Sean Dwyer out of the Sunshine Coast. But yeah, there's not really much. It's been running in them restricted list Guineas races. The horse ran in the Nudgy when it was 8th. But it's raced in a few races that the other Godolphin horses have raced in. This horse isn't owned by Godolphin, I don't think. No, it's owned by a syndicate of people. But yeah, this is on that line, and Star Shiraz is the second dam of it. Listed winner, Callaway Gal Stakes winner, Dragon Rouge. The third dam of our horse is where we really get the seal of approval, I think. The 2001 sired Star Shiraz. A mare born in 2001, sired by Sequalo out of Starshine Express. Star Shiraz raced 27 times in her career, 6 wins, 6 seconds and a third. 13 out of 27 starts for career earnings of 702,000 Australian dollars. This horse would have won a lot more if she was racing in the current day. The horse managed to win a Group 1 winner of the Sires Produce Stakes of 2004, held at Eagle Farm. Horse was also second in 2 Group 1 races, the TJ Smith and the Coolmore Classic, as well as being placed in the Group 3 Champagne Classic, the listed Tommy Smith Slipper and the listed Golden Stakes, 2 races held at Doomben as well. 2017 Gold Coast National Broodmare Sale, 200,000 Australian dollars. Group 1 winner as well, Star Shiraz. Group 1 winning 2-year-old, the third dam of our horse. We've got some pretty interesting dams with Sabatiano and Star Shiraz among the first 3 dams of our horse, I think. Attica. I do like this horse. You'll see why when we watch it win in a bit. Starshine Express, we're going to take a look at the 4th dam now. Starshine Express, a mare born in 1991, sired by Semi-Palatinsk. Can't say I've ever heard of that stallion. Out of a dam called Starshine, who is a French-bred mare. Starshine Express raced 17 times in her career, 2 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. 6 out of 17 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of only 13,650 Australian dollars in the early 90s. Another one, a black-type producer, but with no black-type form at all of herself. Starshine Express, the 4th dam. Again, I couldn't really find a lot between the 4th and the 5th dam. We've skipped dams here. Skipped a few years here quite quickly, from 2001 to 1982. Starshine, the 5th mare, born in 1982, sired by Belifa, out of Syrian Star, another French-bred mare. So this horse really is a European horse now. Starshine raced 12 times in her career. She could only finish second once. Never troubled the judge in any of the other starts, according to this site, for earnings of €7,089 in her career. Horse was a work-timer bred horse. She was second at one point in the Prix Sawyer, a listed race over 5.5 furlongs. So she did sneak a little bit of black type, not a lot else in 12 starts. Raced in France, sent to Australia, and she was a black type producer, which I struggled to find, didn't I? I don't think we've got any horses open, have we? What horses have I missed one? I missed one. Let's have a look. Which one? Oh yeah, it was this horse here. Classic Day. I forgot to open it up in the tab. Classic Day was a gelding born in 1994, sired by Coronation Day, out of Starshine. Classic Day raced 28 times in his career, 3 wins, 5 seconds and 5 thirds. 13 out of 28 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of 161,650 Australian dollars. A gelding who did manage to win the listed VRC Sortino Trophy, a listed race in 1998. But again, you have to say, pretty slim pickings compared to what we've seen in some of my videos. Were-timer horse, though. We did see. So it was then really that I headed to 2H, the dam line, and to see what we could find. And it really sort of confirmed my fears, because all the way back to Maid of Hartlook, a mare born in 1846, there isn't really a lot happening. You got the Irish Derby winner of 1891, a horse called Narramore, sired by Umpire, is on this dam line. And then there's our section there. Marshfield, I think, was the 10th dam of our horse. There's Sarah Madeline, was the 10th dam of our horse. And there's Sarah Madeline there, born in 1948, sired by Nasrullah. So it was quite easy to find the horse on the historical dam page, and it actually gave us a little bit of hope, because we've got 2 more middle distance classic winners to show you off this site now that we managed to find. Renda Saba, a mare born in 1975, sired by Lyfard, out of Syria. And if people look at Attica, and Starshine is the 5th dam of our horse, isn't she? You'll see that Syria is the 3rd dam. Syrian Star is the 5th dam. born in 1972, and Syria is the dam after that. So we're not that far off. You know, Starshine 5th. And it's the 8th dam of our horse. Syria is the dam of this classic winner. It's about the best we can do historically, really, on this site. Renda Saba, a mare born in 1975, sired by Lyfard out of Syria. Renda Saba raced 12 times in her career, 5 wins, a second and 3 thirds. So 9 out of 12 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $296,589 US dollars in her career. You'll see there, as well as winning the Prix de Diane, the horse also won the Prix Saint Hilary of 1978. So this horse is a dual Group 1 winner, another Wertheimer Frère horse. You know, so it's a good, solid horse breeders from Wertheimer Frère to Godolphin, this pedigree. And I think all in all, I think every now and again it's proved that it's fairly decent. Yeah, if people take a look at this horse as well. Ren d'Egypte is out of Renda Saba. Ren d'Egypte, a mare born in 1981. A horse sired by Val de Lorne out of Renda Saba. Ren d'Egypte raced 10 times in her career. 3 wins, 2 seconds and a third. The old 3-2-1. It's amazing how many times you see that. 6 out of 10 starts in the first 3 for career earnings of $46,543 US dollars. Ren d'Egypte managed to win 2 listed races, the Prix de la Porte de Passy and the Prix de Telleries, as well as being placed in the Group 3 Prix de Minerve in her career. So she had a decent career, Ren d'Egypte. These are all out of classic winner at 1.5 miles, don't forget. Another one we need to take a look at is Egypt Town, who herself is out of Ren d'Egypte. So we've got a little line developing here ourselves. Look. Egypt Town, a mare born in 1989, sired by Topville, good old national stallion, out of Ren d'Egypte. Egypt Town raced 9 times in her career, 4 wins and 2 seconds, 6 out of 9 in the first 3, for career earnings of $83,879 US dollars. Well, really, it's out the first 2, isn't it? 4 wins, 2 seconds. Egypt Town, good career as well. She managed to win the listed Boulder Nui and the Prix Moscova. Bit of a stayer, this one, look. And she was also second in the listed Prix de la Pépinière and the Prix de Tourelle. Another Wertheimer Frère horse, dual listed winner, this mare, Egypt Town. And she bred a classic winner out of her Egypt Band. A mare born in 1997, sired by Dixieland Band out of Egypt Town. Egypt Band raced 9 times in her career, 4 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds, so only once out of the first 3. According to this site, unfortunately I can't tell you how much she won. Egypt Band managed to win the Prix de Diane. She also won the Grand Prix de Chantilly, which is now a Group 2 race. Now, she'd won a few quid. She was second in the Arc and the Prix Gannet, very good horse, and third in the Prix Vermeil and the Grand Prix de Saint-Cloud. She was a top-class filly, weren't she? Very good Oaks-winning filly, Egypt Band. It's just a shame that I did find one to follow her up. Bowina, if you look at this one, Egypt Town is the second dam of this horse, the best one I could find. Bowina, a mare born in 2011, sired by Jubawi out of Esnay. What a horse. This one was Wertheimer Frère as well. Bowina won 5 out of her 13 starts and €301,105, as well as 15,489 UK pounds at some point. The horse managed to win the Group 3 Prix de Lieury and the listed Prix Bagatelle, as well as finishing 4th in the French 1,000 guineas of 2014 at 3. At 4, the horse won the Group 2 Prix de Muguet and was disqualified when second in the Group 1 Jean-Claude Romanet. She was placed in the Prix Rothschild that year. Oh, there she was there. 4th in the Falmouth Stakes of 2015 in England, as well as placed in a Group 1. So Group 1 place, Group 2, Group 3 enlisted winner, trained by Christophe Lafont-Parias in France. So that concludes that little line, all the way back from 1975, Oaks winner, taking in classic winners, Falmouth placed horses, classic fourths, Very interesting little section. I also found this horse here, Tiganello, a gelding born in 2001, sired by Akatanango out of Tii. People will see that Ren Digit is the second dam of this horse as well, making Ren de Saba the third dam of the horse. Tiganello raced 37 times in his career, 9 wins, 3 seconds and 4 thirds. 16 out of 37 starts in the first 3, for career earnings of $389,261 US in his career. Not sure if this horse was owned by Works Emma Frere and was racing for them. This horse did win the listed Prix Parellas at 3 and also won the listed Prix de Torgenville and was second in the Prix de Ranelagh. At 4th, the horse managed to win a Group 3 race in Germany, the Badener Mile, and was second in a Group 2 German race over a mile, the Third Wetten.de Trophy. Third also in the Group 3 Prix Edmond Blanc and the Prix de Chemin de Fer du Nord, as well as the Grosser Dalmeyer Prize, a Group 1 race. So this horse Group 1 placed in his career, Tiganello. At 5, he then went to America and didn't really do anything. That won a couple of minor stakes races. Won the minor Gus Stakes in 2007, and Mr. Gus, and he won the John Built Stakes in 2008. But you can get bogged down in those American minor stakes races quite easily. But this horse was a good horse in Europe. Group 1 and Group 3, Group 1, Group 2 placed, Group 3 and dual listed winner, Tiganello. So both the Works Emma Freres and Godolphin really have had a good go on this horse. This damn line, haven't they? Not much else, though, in between. Never Black is another horse I found. A horse born in 1987, sired by a Riverman out of Ren de Saba. You see, this one takes you all the way back to directly out of the classic winner in 1975. Never Black raced 26 times in his career, 7 wins, 3 seconds and 4 thirds. 14 out of 26 starts in the first 3. For career earnings of $415,827 US in his career. This was a good horse. This horse won the US 5. He never won any pattern races until he was 6, when he won the Group 3 All-American Handicap. The horse was placed in the Golden Gates Handicap at 2 and 5. At 5 and 6, the horse placed twice in the race. Also placed in the Group 3 Louisiana Downs Handicap and 4th in the Rolling Green Handicap. A race he was second in at Group 3 level as well at Golden Gate at 5. Horse also won what is a listed race, I think, in France now, the Grand Prix de Clairefontaine of 1991, another Wertheimer, a Frere horse, sold on to Edmund A. Gann. This horse was a classic sire in Brazil, doesn't say classic winning sire. Horse was exported in 1994 and has stood as Australian in Brazil and Argentina. Couldn't find any record of it in area, and I did look in Brazil, said classic sire. There's no mares off it or stallions off it at stud. But yeah, another interesting horse. Group 3 winner out in America. Never Black. All in all, I think a pretty interesting line. Now it's time to close some tabs down, I think. The horse has raced 4 times. We've got its correct record on the Racing Post. So that is we'll try and save some CPU. And now it's time to watch Attica win some races. He had a very interesting career. I never saw his second start at Kembla Grange when the horse got beat. I never saw his first start either. I noticed the horse when it won the Dulcify Stakes, and that's when I picked it up. And since then, the horse has paid me out twice, at 16-5 and 3-1. So I was just waiting for it to be entered in classics, and I don't keep them to myself on purpose, but I do try and limit my workload and make sure that I don't waste my time recording horses that never run in classics. But this horse, as we saw in the Australian page that I've now closed down, has entered in 4. Three. Surely we're going to get a classic run out of this horse, aren't we, at some point? So we're going to get the video on just in case at the beginning of this week. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the debut of Attica at Warwick Farm on the 3rd of September 2025. We're going to watch the horse win that race now, and then we will see what we think.
He's getting seated there, and we're close to action. Scoop the Pool is the favourite in the first, and the gates are back, and they're off and racing here at Warwick Farm. And Tuscany began well from the wide draw. Enviable's pretty handy to the speed with Freddie Bassett, Solar Dance not too far away, and now Scoop the Pool and Attica are both improving. This is a keen go for the lead. Portofino not too far away. Constellation drifts back through the field, and 2 or 3 lengths further back to Decorum, parked on the inside of Garrick's. So Enviable taken to the front here by Jason Collett. And Enviable's going to lead narrowly here from Tuscany the outside. Scoop the Pool in third. Then came Attica, and Portofino improves on the inside as Solar Dance. Further back to Freddie Bassett, Constellation, and still 3 lengths away to Garrick, parked on the outside of Decorum. So Enviable put on the speed here and leads at the 600 metres from Tuscany the outside. The favourite Scoop the Pool getting every possible hope in third, followed by Attica the outside from Portofino. Freddie Bassett being pushed along. Solar Dance and Garrick trying to start runs. Decurum's very awkwardly placed, turning for home. Tuscany serves it up to Enviable as they straighten for the run home. Tuscany put the head in front from Enviable, who's still got a bit of a fight back on the inside. Enviable and Tuscany stride for stride. Then came Attica. Decurum's running on. It's Tuscany and Enviable. Flushing home is Attica now in the middle. It's the one, Attica. Finished best. Attica got up to win it. I think wide out Decorum nosed out Enviable for the second end of the prize. Freddie Bassett and Tuscany got a bit tired the last 25 metres. Scoop the Pool disappointing. Big gap back to Portofino from Garrick's. A mile back to Solar Dance, and Constellation was the last in. Well, Attica got there late. Really surging. Well, very well bred, isn't he, by Lonro out of Savatiano. What a great mare she was. I think one of her last runs, she was runner-up in the All-Age Stakes prior to retirement for breeding.
Well summed up there by the commentators, so I thought I'd let him go on. You saw there the amount of 1.5 performances in this horse. To me, I wasn't really that impressed with that. It's the first time I'd seen that race, don't forget. You know, I hadn't seen it before then. And to me, I thought the colt took a fair while to pick up there, didn't he? He just got there, didn't he? I think his class just saw him home on debut at Warwick Farm, and the horse, you know, he ground it out, didn't he? Good win, very good win. It was he then got beat after that, up to half a furlong at Kembla Grange, in what looks a less race. 2nd of 5, beaten 2 lengths by Horizons. This horse has been ridden by the same jockey on all 4 starts. People know, Adam Hieronymus. And it was then, after that race at Kembla Grange, that Connections kept the faith, and they entered the horse in the listed Dulcify Stakes at Ranwick, and up the horse up to a mile. Good ground again was the key, and first-time blinkers were applied to the horse as well. Let's see what happened here. This is the first time I've seen the horse, don't forget. This is a very good performance, I thought.
In the Dulcify Stakes, Without Peers being best back, the Triple Crown runner, and Attica now is the last to move in, has the white cap. Locked and loaded now, ready in the Dulcify Stakes, and they're off and racing. Next Gem was tardy out. Villa Castina wasn't much better. Ruination bounced well from the wide draw from Azarax, and now Cobra Club is responding to urgings and goes up to hold the pair out. Without Pierce, slicing through goes to 4. Flying Orchid to touch Keen in the blinkers. Villa Castina goes up the fence. Barbarossa's deeper out. Attica's the widest. Next Gen's going along the rails, and Federalist is last of a fairly bunched field. Only about 6 lengths first to last, and Josh Parr takes Cobra Club to the front by a length and a half. Ruination cleared, the rest going to second. A couple off to Azarax, travelling strongly on the outside of Villa Castina. Is Posit up all right here, 4th on the rails. Then came Barbarossa. Further back to Flying Orchid, getting a close to heels from Next Gen. Without Peer was with them early, but it's back in the field and 3 wide. Further back then to Federalist, and in the white cap, Attica is the last one. Cobra Club at the 600, a half in front to Ruination. Azarax moves 3 wide. Barbarossa's 4 out. They're followed then by Villa Castina, tucked away on the inside of Flying Orchid. Without Peer, he's well back in the field, but stoked up by Schofield, getting right to the outside and starting to run into it. Cobra Club comes up the rise in front of Ruination, who travels up. And Ruination put paid to Cobra Club and raced 2 lengths clear from Attica. Forget about Without Peer, it's dropping out. Ruination in front. Attica's the big danger, and then Flying Orchid, but quickly Attica pounced on the outside outside, takes the lead away from Ruination, clear from Flying Orchid, and that's a big win to Attica. 2 lengths to Ruination. Camera third, Flying Orchid and Federalist, who hit the line hard on the outside. Good gap to Villa Castina without Pierre was set a task. Further back to Next Gen. Then came Barbarossa from Azarax, and the leader Cobra Club got really tired and weakened out of it. Attica, number 7, that's a big win, paying $4.50 and $1.90. Ruination, number 6, Ruination. Right up there on the speed, and the winning runs come to an end.
Good performance, wasn't it? You saw there that the horse just came through with a sustained effort, and it was a pretty devastating sustained effort, wasn't it, in that race? And to me, I think Attica could have been called the winner there quite a long way out. You know, the horse just looks to get better the further it goes, and on its third start, there didn't really look to have many flaws there, did it, on its third start? Like I said, I hadn't seen it on its first start before this video, and that now you can see really the way that these well-bred horses improve, can't you? It won on first start, but I don't think people could describe the horse as impressive in any stretch of the imagination. But that was a different kettle of fish, wasn't it? And so was this. You know, up from a listed win to Group 1 status to contest the Spring Champion Stakes. 3 weeks later, back at Ranwick, up another 2 furlongs to 1 mile 2 furlongs, still on good ground. The horse had somehow managed, despite hosing up like that in such emphatic fashion at Ranwick, the horse managed to hold its price. You know, I can't see how that horse wasn't odds on. Well, I can, because there's other good horses in the race, you know. Shangri-La Boy is another nice horse, very nice horse. You know, but I'd love to have him on side, but the horse just can't get its head in front at the right time. This could easily be a Shangri-La Boy video, boys and girls, but it's not. You know, it's a video on this horse here. The name of it's just escaped me. Attica, of course it is. So let's watch this Spring Champion Stakes race in October, Group 1 race, and we'll see what we think after that, shall we? I mean, this is impressive as well, in my opinion.
We're ready to go now in the Modern Shandong Spring Champion Stakes. Stand by. Shangri-La Boy drawn barrier 2, and he jumped brilliantly, the favourite. Shangri-La Boy hops straight to the front from the Pearls, and Tambaloa going forward. Crusader Voyage with blinkers on, showing a bit of speed, and San Giovanni in the thick of the action as well. Officiate parks in behind from Champagne Hero. They're followed then by Southern Prince, has taken a spot down on the inside as She's a Diva. Attica settles back on the outside of Queen of Clubs. Then Federalist, and Within the Law was snagged back to last from the outside gate. Tambaloa charges to the lead down the back now. Opens up by 2.5 on Shangri-La Boy. 2 off to San Giovanni third, then the Pearls fourth the rails. 1.5 to Crusader Voyage, travelling strongly in these shades. 2 further back to Officiate, then came Champagne Hero. Further back to She's a Diva, getting keen on the outside of Southern Prince. 2 off to Queen of Clubs on the inside of Attica. Then Federalist, and Within the Law is last of all in the Spring Champion Stakes. Halfway out, Tambaloa leads by a length now, and Shangri-La Boy getting closer. Then San Giovanni on the outside of the Pearls. Crusader Voyage back in 5th. Then came Officiate from Champagne Hero. Further back to Southern Prince, She's a Diva. Attica just creeping a little bit closer now, going into a 3-wide position. Within the Law tries to improve. Queen of Clubs and Federalist is still the last one. 600 out. Tambaloa a half in front to Shangri-La Boy. San Giovanni's hard at it. The Pearl still travelling well, going to 3rd. They're followed by Officiate on the inside of Crusader Voyage, Champagne Hero. Attica now pulls to the outside into the straight. Tambaloa a narrow leader, but Shangri-La Boy is going after it strongly and quickly. Shangri-La Boy dashes to the front. The Pearls running on fairly. Attica down the outside, 4 lengths away. Shangri-La Boy a big leader inside the 150. Attica is bridging the gap quickly. Shangri-La Boy a length in front. Attica's going to make a last lunge. Attica, yes, got up, won the Spring Champion. Right on the wild, knocking off Shangri-La Boy. Then the Pearls from Southern Prince, Tambaloa. Queen of Clubs running on. Further back to within the law. She's a diva. A gap to Federalist from Champagne Hero San Giovanni Crusader Voyage, and a big gap back to Officiate. Adam Hieronymus lifting Attica. It was a good 4 lengths off the tearaway leader, Shangri-La Boy, who he's very familiar with, having ridden the runner-up at his last 2 successes, but Adam sticking with the line.
Very good performance again there by Attica. There is a similarity between a lot of his victories, isn't there? The horse just comes straight down the middle of the track and just makes up ground and wins going away. You know, the horses have looked on after only 4 starts, a very straightforward horse, doesn't he? You know, I thought he was ridden very well there by Adam Hieronymus in that race. I mean, in that one stage, and I'm strong on both horses, don't forget. I would have been happy if either of them had won. You know, I was never in any doubt that Attica wasn't going to win. You know, as they came down the straight, I was never in any danger, did I think, that Shangri-La Boy was going to hold on. Looks a very good horse, Attica, it's fair to say. But Godolphin, the trouble is, Godolphin have got other very good horses. We've already got Observer on the site, haven't we? He's already won a Derby, and he was placed in a Guineas. You know, he looks sure to try and make some sort of Guineas hope. He managed to win the other Saturday, didn't he? You know, so he's ready to go. We've got this horse here. We've got others that we might want to bring you from Godolphin as well in the next couple of days. You know, just in case that they manage to get beat in the trial and win a classic. But yeah, there's some very interesting horses coming out for these second part of the season classics from Godolphin. You know, you saw what they could do with 10 Tyrus in the race the other day. You know, that's not bred to be a sprinter. That could easily be a classic horse. But I was never that strong on it, funnily enough. You can't be strong on them all, Godolphin horses, or I should be following too many horses. This one, I knew the dam was solid. I knew the second dam had bred 5 or 6 black type horses. You know, and I didn't know about the Wertheim horses until I had a proper look at it, I must admit. They were an added bonus to make up for the lack of other horses that I found. Is this horse a classic horse? Well, I do no doubt about it. To me, it's won a Group 1 over 10 furlongs already. That the horse has got the ability to run in a classic. I don't think anybody can doubt that, looking at either pedigree or form. It's just purely down to connections, whether they decide to allow the horse an opportunity to run in one of the upcoming classics this season. And if they do, then I would say now this video has been made, there's a fair chance that we might see Attica make an appearance on Classic Watch 26 at some point, if connections allow her to do so. She enters into this part of the campaign back in the Group 2 race that we talked about, the Hobartville. She's already won a Group 1. That Hobartville takes him winning. I remember when Broadside won it, he only just won it. And he hadn't won a classic before then. He'd been beaten in 2, come back and won a classic after that. So it'll be interesting to see how Attica will progress in relation to Broadside and any other Godolphin horses that run in the Hobartville. I'm always looking for patterns of horses to take forward into the future. Now, I think Attica's a very nice horse. I think the 2 races that I've seen him in, the listed race and the other race, have proved that. I'd love to see this horse at 1.5 miles. You know, you've seen the Oaks winners. You know, I think this horse, the further they go, you know, I think he'd trot all over them at 1.5 miles. He does look like that, doesn't he? Absolutely beautiful horse. Let's see how he progresses through his career, shall we? Right, I think I can leave this video here now. Thank you very much to everybody for taking the time to join me and watch it. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I've enjoyed making it. I really do enjoy making the videos. You know, it's the only, I do get pleasure out of making them. I don't get any other pleasure at all. You know, I'm not forced to bring these videos to people, but I want them on my own website, you see. So they have to be done. This video will soon be on YouTube. So what else I'll be able to do is I'll be able to give you an opportunity to watch the Classic Watch 26 playlist on YouTube. That will give you all an opportunity to look at every single horse that I've put on the channel at the moment, with a view to putting on the website at some point from all over the world, it's fair to say now. And I'm also in a position to be able to give you an opportunity to subscribe to the channel as well. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, if you enable your notifications correctly, every time I upload a video, YouTube will tell you that I've done it. So you won't miss any of my content moving forward, which if you're sat here 44 minutes into a video about an Australian bred horse, I think you'll probably appreciate more videos. You know, reading between the lines, I think you give your position away a bit. Yeah. So without further ado, why not head over and look at the Classic Watch 26 playlist and subscribe to the channel. Look at some more horses coming up for the year. One of the American ones, Bella Ballerina, one at the weekend, actually. And yeah, so there's plenty more to come, hopefully, all being well. But for now, I will leave this video here. Have a fantastic week, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week, even though it is only Tuesday. What have we got coming up next week? Well, I'm hoping for some decent racing in Australia overnight. We're less than a month away now to the Cheltenham Festival, the first spring festival in the UK in the National Hunt Racing. Head over to Patreon for the National Hunt Racing. Don't forget, you won't get much National Hunt content these days at YouTube. But for now, take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Look after yourselves and your loved ones as well. Take care of yourselves and each other. Look after yourselves, and goodbye.